Adam Schefter covers the NFL like a blanket, and he joins us here on the Michael Kay Show. It's Don LeGrec and Ryan Rucco. How are you?
Don and Ryan, how are you guys doing?
Good. We were just talking about the Jets, and I just wonder what people are saying behind the scenes. It looks to me like John Idzik is building a team for the future. Geno Smith is their quarterback. You look at some of the youngsters in secondary. They didn't make bold moves for 2014. They tried to keep things in the future. And yet, you've got Rex Ryan, who could be battling for his job. So, behind the scenes, Adam, is there a little bit of a wall between Rex Ryan needing to win now to save his job and John Idzik thinking and making decisions based more on the future than the now?
To me, this is a win-now league. To me, Rex's job is on the line. John Idzik's job is on the line. I mean, there were people in the offseason who said to me at various points, you know, what if Rex is safe and John Idzik's in trouble? I've heard people ask that question. You know, Rex has got universal respect in that organization. The people love him. I mean, why is Rex in trouble all the time? And, again, it just depends on the perspective. It depends on the season. So I don't view it as, you know, Rex is on the hot seat and Idzik is trying to build a long-term winner. To me, you know, in this league, you don't win in any one year. You have a down year. Everybody's job is on the line. It's just the way the league works.
Well, I guess that said, when you look at the decisions John Idzik made, Geno Smith, not a great rookie season, but he is the incumbent, and Vic seems to have no chance of winning this job.
Correct.
He would have went into
the
the secondary with a rookie on one side and a second-year player on the other side at corner. He didn't go out and get Revis. He didn't re-sign Antonio Cromartie. Is it fair to say that the majority of Idzik's decisions seem more about the future than the now?
No. The majority of his decisions have been in line with his personality.
Okay.
John is a very thoughtful, meticulous guy, and he's very patient in his approach and the way that he operates and does things. And many times that works to his advantage in doing a deal, and sometimes you lose out. I don't think it was some grand plan, like we're not going to sign a veteran corner now because we're going to wait for the future. That's the way that the cards worked out. That's the way the cards were dealt. And if they could have, if they had been more aggressive, they might have signed Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. If they had been more aggressive, they might have gotten Darrelle Revis. If they had been more active, maybe they would have landed Vontae Davis. That's not the way that John Idzik operates. He is very patient, methodical, deliberate, careful. That's why the cornerback situation played itself out the way that it did this year. Not because of a plan. I don't believe it's a plan. I believe the plan was to get the best players they could, to build this roster to be as strong as they could, and the way it came out is the way that it came out.
Well, you know, Adam, I don't know who the heck would be available on August 18th, but you know Jets fans are looking at the injuries they already have in the secondary and saying, who is out there that can help this team that's still available? Is there anybody, secondary-wise, that still is unsigned that you think can help this team?
Well, let me right now. I was on the phone with the team about an hour ago that needs cornerbacks. I said to them, you know, they were telling me how they need a cornerback. I said, okay, who's out there? And they said to me, nobody. You got to go find somebody. You got to go trade with the team to the back end of their roster where they've got some depth. Okay? Guys like Corey Webster, not a man-to-man press kind of guy, the way the Jets run their defense. Asante Samuel, not a man-to-man press kind of guy, the way the Jets run their defense. So, I mean, if this is a passing league. Teams covet cornerbacks. If there's a good cornerback out there, he's off the market. So that's why it's so important to stockpile as many of these players as you can, build the depth as best you can, and go from there. And this is just the way that the cards were dealt. Look, the Jets thought that they had more cornerback depth. First of all, they thought that Dean Milner would be a top cornerback this year, and he may still be, but he's got that ankle sprain right now. And when he first suffered the injury, they thought it was broken. Okay, they caught a break there. They thought it was broken. It turned out not to be broken. Dexter McDougal had some hope as a long-range player. I don't know how great he would have been this year, but he certainly would have contributed. People that are waiting on Demetri Patterson, What are we talking about? We're talking about a veteran, journeyman cornerback who's been just average at best. He's a guy. He's not the solution.
No.
So, Adam, I want to get back into something you said about, hey, maybe Idzik's gone and Rex stays. Well, let's say they go 6-10 or 7-9, and the reasons they do is because John Idzik's quarterback, Geno Smith, didn't get the job done, and the secondary costs him on the defensive side of the ball. Could you see a scenario in which Idzik could be looking for a job and Rex comes back?
Well, again, that's what I said at the outset. You made it sound to me as if it's just Rex is on the hot seat and Idzik's building for the future, and I don't believe that that's the case. I believe that everybody's job is on the line every year. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying to you John Idzik's getting fired. You know, I mean, guys, we got 2 weeks left in the preseason. We got 16 games ahead. Maybe the Jets go 12-4. Maybe they go 4-12. Who knows? Well, I mean, the season plays out so many different ways.
Absolutely. But it's just interesting that you have a win-now league with, I think, a coach that, if they miss the playoffs, Adam, is going to miss the playoffs 4 straight years. It's tough to maintain your job when you miss the playoffs 4 straight years under 2 general managers. So is patience and what you talked about, the way John Idzik goes about things, is that the guy you want in a win-now league?
That's up to Woody to decide that, okay?
Right.
I mean, that's his decision. All I can tell you is that Rex is beloved in that building. He's beloved. Okay, you can't say the same thing about Idzik in that building. He's not.
Right.
And they have different jobs and different personalities and different ways of going about it. So, I mean, you know, John Idzik's job is not to be beloved in that building. His job is to build a winner. And so he does that, tries to do that the best he can. And, again, in this league, I think there's more and more focus that's come on the GMs. Like, the GMs all of a sudden have been more on the firing line. And what is it, 2 seasons ago, I think there were 8 GMs who were fired. So it's a part of the time that we're living in the ever-changing sports culture where all of a sudden the GM has been put on as much notice as the head coaches. Like, the GM's hot seats get as warm as quick as the coaches these days. It's just and never was like that before. But it's part of the spotlight being on the NFL, the focus shifting, where all of a sudden the GM is as much on the line as the head coach.
You know, Adam, tonight, to turn it on the field, Browns, Redskins, obviously if there was one main storyline of the preseason, right, it would be Johnny Manziel and whether or not he's going to be the starter. Are they definitely going to decide this before the 3rd preseason game? And what does Johnny need to do in order to win this job, if he does even have a chance still?
Right. Mike Penn has been very clear saying that he wants to announce this on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Okay.
So, again, if it goes the way the Browns want, they're going to name their starter tomorrow. And I think that this competition is tilted in favor of Brian Hoyer. I think that the tie goes to the veteran. Johnny Manziel has to outplay him dramatically to win that job. I think the chances are that Brian Hoyer starts the season in Pittsburgh. But, hey, Johnny Manziel may go out tonight and may be lightning, okay? He may throw 3 touchdowns, complete 10 of 12 passes, and Cleveland says, whoa, did you just see that? And it's done, okay? Johnny's the guy. But short of him going out and really outplaying Brian Hoyer tonight, I think Hoyer's the guy to beat for that job.